There is a memory you have told more than once. Maybe it is from childhood. A specific afternoon, a specific feeling, the way the light looked, the words someone said. You have described it in detail. You have felt it in your chest when you tell it. And somewhere, without your knowledge, without your consent, it never happened to you. This is not a metaphor. This is not a philosophical puzzle. This is your brain, operating exactly as designed. Committing a theft so clean, you will never find the evidence. The phenomenon has a name most people have never heard. Cryptomnesia. The hidden process where your mind absorbs someone else's experience, strips away its origin, and files it under your name. Not as a dream, not as a vague impression, as a solid, emotionally charged, personally owned memory. The kind you would defend in an argument. The kind you would swear on. The unsettling part is not that it happens. The unsettling part is that when it happens, it feels more real than the truth. Your brain does not record the world the way a camera does. It reconstructs. Every time you retrieve a memory, you are not playing back a file. You are rebuilding it from fragments. And in that rebuilding, your brain needs a source. Where did this come from? Who was there? Was I the one this happened to? That process is called source monitoring. And it fails. Quietly, constantly, and without warning. The hippocampus, the region responsible for organizing memory, separates the what from the where and the who. It stores the emotional weight of a story separately from its origin tag. And that origin tag is fragile. It is the first thing that fades. What remains is the narrative itself, vivid and warm, sitting in your memory with no label attached. When a story resonates deeply, when it connects to your identity, your fears, your past, your brain does not flag it as borrowed. It does not quarantine it. It absorbs it. The emotional match is so strong that the brain quietly reassigns authorship. The story felt like mine, so it became mine. Neuroscientists have documented this process under controlled conditions. Subjects exposed to other people's personal anecdotes, weeks later, reported those same stories as their own experiences. Not because they were confused, not because they were trying to deceive anyone, but because the brain had completed the transferring visibly. The emotion was preserved. The source was gone. This is where it becomes something darker than a memory error. We live inside a constant flood of first-person storytelling. Short video content, immersive narratives told from someone else's point of view, social media designed to collapse the distance between observer and participant. Your brain is processing thousands of vivid, emotionally charged experiences that belong to other people, and it is doing so using the same neural architecture it uses to process your own life. The echo effect of consuming first-person content is not passive. Your mirror neurons activate. Your emotional responses fire. The hippocampus begins encoding. And the source monitoring system, already fragile under normal conditions, is being pushed beyond anything it was designed to handle. By the time a borrowed story has been repeated, emotionally reinforced, and socially shared, it has done something irreversible inside your brain. Neural pathways have been laid down. The physiological signature of the memory is now indistinguishable from lived experience. You have not just remembered a story. You have become its new author. Most people will never realize this is happening to them. That is precisely what makes it so dangerous. Consider what this means for the autobiography you carry around in your head. The self-narrative you use to explain who you are, where you came from, what shaped you, how much of it was constructed from experiences you witnessed, consumed, or absorbed from someone else's life. How much of your identity is a mosaic of other people's moments, reassembled in the dark by a brain that prioritizes emotional truth over factual origin. There is no clean way to audit this. There is no internal alarm that fires when a borrowed memory crosses the threshold into self-ownership. The process is seamless by design, because the brain is not trying to deceive you. It is trying to be efficient. It is organizing experience by emotional relevance, not by biological ownership. And in doing so, it is quietly rewriting the story of who you are. The researchers who study this do not call it lying. They call it a cognitive glitch, a side effect of the same system that allows you to learn from other people's mistakes, to feel empathy, to internalize stories that make you more than just your own limited experience. But there is a cost. The version of yourself you believe in, the one built for memory, from moments, from the specific texture of a life lived, may contain chapters that belong to someone else. Not as influence, not as inspiration, as memory, as identity, as you. And here is what no one talks about. Here is the question the neuroscience never quite answers. If the memory feels real, carries real emotion, and has shaped who you genuinely became, at what point does it stop mattering who it originally happened to? And if the answer to that question makes you feel strangely comfortable, what does that tell you about which parts of yourself you are actually willing to examine?